Welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Proud to be here with you as we continue our coverage at the AAC Media Days in Arlington, Texas. And I'm here with Alex Golesh, the head coach of the South Florida Bulls and Tampa, as we were talking about off the air. I know it very well. I got a lot of family down in the Florida area, and it's obviously the second hub of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. So, Coach, good to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Absolutely. So bring me into, what is the era? What does the Alex Golesh era look like for South Florida? I know it's new, but what's it been so far?
Been a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of work. I really feel like I was prepared for the opportunity. I was prepared for what we were walking into. I was really picky after the year last year in terms of what we were going to go embark on, whether it was going to be an opportunity like this or even to stay at Tennessee. And so I feel like the fact that I was picky and knew what I was walking into, I felt like I was prepared to go attack it. It's a fascinating place. It's got every single resource, from geographically to financial, to go be really successful. So the obvious question is, why hasn't it been the last couple of years? And so every day we've attacked it, and attacked what we feel like are the issues, attacked the positives, and it's been a lot of work, but it's been really enjoyable work. And we've been able to flip the roster. Virtually half our team is brand new, and it's been attacking process in every single thing we're doing.
And when you say that, like flipping the roster, half brand new, is that a good thing for you, in your opinion?
I think if we walked into a situation where there was just a ton of success the last 3 years, you probably would say no.
Right.
I think when you walk into a situation where there hasn't been a lot of success, taking the time to identify the issues and then addressing them, I think can only be positive. Now we'll find out in December, but I think it can only be positive. I feel like we've enhanced the roster. I think if it was just a bunch of bodies, you probably wouldn't feel that way. But I think if you feel like you've enhanced it position by position, I feel like you got a chance.
And you said that, the question is, when you came to South Florida and there's something there, something obviously that drew you in, right? But the question is, why haven't they been winning? Have you been able to address that and kind of answer that with the changes in the roster and different pieces? Have you been able to kind of pinpoint and say, these are some areas that I think are maybe the roots to the problem, and then kind of digging up those roots? Have you been able to do that?
Yeah. I really think the biggest thing that we've addressed is we haven't talked about anything in the past, and both as a team and as a staff, as a program. Now, I think it's really important. Mike Leach said it, but you got to understand history and you got to respect history, but you don't certainly have to obey it, and so I feel like we have, I think culturally, and I know that's a really overused word in college football, but culturally, you had to establish a program where work was normal, where elite work was normal, where the kids had the resources they needed to go be successful. And we've attacked it. We've attacked everything from how they eat to how they sleep to how they treat each other to the extra work. What does that look like? Like what does it mean to come in and work when you're not required to?
Yeah.
Whether it's watching film, it's catching jugs, it's getting with your quarterback, it's all of that. Like, you've had to establish a culture where that was normal.
Right.
And so I think between the new faces, the beginning parts of working at an extreme clip, I think we got a chance to go do some special things.
You being obviously a new face, half the team being new faces, the conference having a bunch of new faces with 6 new institutions, can that work in your favor that there's so much newness here?
Yeah, that's a common question. I think us being so new can only create a positivity. It kind of gives you like a new light or a fresh breath. I think part of it is understanding that, hey, this is a different look. We're so different offensively, defensively, special teams wise, that the selling point is that the past didn't matter because it's all brand new. But I think understanding that there's a confidence level that we have to go in and play with, because the biggest thing you got to prevent is when you hit adversity, and inevitably you will, that there's not a here we go again moment.
Yeah.
And so that's why I say so much process driven work rather than result oriented work. And so the guys understanding that, hey, if our process can be elite and consistent, then when things don't go well, you go attack the process rather than just say, man, this is the end result and it is what it is. Understanding that if you're a process driven program, the end result will come of that. You can't control it, so fix the process. And so in my time, that's been the only way I've found to be successful, and we've drilled it into our kids. Again, when adversity hits, we'll see what it looks like.
And as we look to this season and the uniqueness of what we're doing in the American now, 2023 through 2026, at least, there's this model where every team is going to have the opportunity to play everybody else twice within 4 years. So if you have somebody stay, get their degree, they have an opportunity to have a home and home with every single team in the conference. Plus, with Central Florida gone, you now have this rivalry that is hoping to be formed between FAU and Boca Raton and, of course, South Florida and Tampa. What does that mean to you to have the FAU opportunity and to be the two representatives in Florida, as well as the model of being able to see every team a couple times in 4 years?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't super thought about any of that. Maybe I should. I think it creates an opportunity for everybody to travel the country and see different parts. But in terms of where we are as a program, the only thing we and I know I sound like a coach when I say it, the only thing we've worried about is getting ourselves ready to go play week 1. And really, even beyond that, the only thing we've talked about is getting ourselves ready for fall camp. The rest of it will come. We'll play teams as they come up. Every Sunday we'll turn the page and we'll go get ready to play the next one. I don't know. Maybe because of the process driven human being that I feel like I try to be, I haven't thought much further than that.
Fair enough. And a final note here, Coach, best piece of advice that someone ever gave you that resonates with you still to today?
Yeah, man, probably the fact that Jim Tressel used to always say, shut your mouth and go to work. That's always stuck with me. My high school coach, who happens to be our director of player development now at South Florida, used to talk about putting the young people in the program above all else, a servant leadership style where everything you did was for the young people in the program. I think those two things resonate with me every single day. The fact that if this whole head coaching thing is just a series of decisions every single day. And if I can do it with our players in mind and make every decision based on what's best for them, and then keep my head down, shut my mouth, and go to work, it's worked for me for 19 years. But those two always have stuck with me.
Do you feel inside of you, I know you said there's things that are outside of your control, but do you truly get a sense of being there on campus at South Florida and feeling like the staff that you've assembled and yourself and these student athletes, is there a sense of like, hey, we're going to do something here that's going to start to reinvigorate our fan base? Can you feel that?
I can. I think sometimes you're so busy day to day that you probably don't think big picture like that. But I'm not naive to the point that we need our fan base from a NIL collective standpoint. Not naive to the fact that our fan base has experience for a program that's 26 years old and has played in 15 bowl games and has been in the top 5 nationally. They're hungry for that, and you're in a sports town, you're familiar with Tampa, you're in a sports town that's second to none in the country. The way that our pro sports are supported. I mean, shoot, we've won 4 games in 3 years and have averaged 35,000 in attendance every week. That says a lot about what that kind of sports town it is.
Yeah.
But absolutely, you have visions of playing in a packed Ray J because we're relevant, but again, not forgetting the fact that you got to take steps in your process to get to that point. And so I'm energized, our staff is energized, our kids are energized every day they walk in.
Yeah.
Because there is a newness, there is a feel like there's a commitment to winning. And so we'll see what it looks like.
Yeah, and like you said, Tampa, an exciting place. Obviously, the beach, St. Pete Beach, not too far away, my favorite beach in the world up to this point. And there was that year, just a short time ago, where the Lightning and the Bucks won a championship. The Rays were close, and they could have had a trifecta of national champions. So it's definitely a very unique place in our country. And I think it's ripe for the opportunity to be whatever you choose to be as you move forward. And I'm looking forward to what you can do, Coach.
No doubt. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
you.